Part 2 of the series about to come up right now. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so how we doing, people? So, little update on me. Basically, the way the YouTube's going to go is there's going to be a couple series. You know, there's going to be the minicut series now. You're going to get one video a week for that. And also, I'm going to do like Q&As, and I'm also going to do things like exercise videos and informative stuff like this to help educate the population. I'm also going to do a video soon about why, if you want to do personal training, don't go to university. Yeah, that'll probably rustle a few feathers, but be a good video and stop a lot of people wasting a lot of money. But so far so good. Scale weight's dropped drastically, probably because I was holding on to a lot of water. Sitting around about 83.5, as you saw at the beginning of the week. I was 89.5. But today's video, I'm actually going to show you a lower body day, which I've done with Lawrence, and have a voiceover. So as you can see, I'm using the adductor. This is to warm up the inside of my legs for today's session. I've done 3 sets at 10 to 12. Not going to failure, to making sure I can smash the next exercise. This is the front heel elevated squat. As you can see, I've got my heel elevated through a weight on the floor. I'm also really trying to stretch out the quad there, coming down at a slow tempo, a little pause at the bottom, and driving my heel into the ground. This can be done very easily. It can also be done very hard, depending on how you and how you set up the machine. As you can see, I'm using a pretty lightweight baby, but you know. Here's a leg press. We've just done 2 really big working sets on here. As you can see, I've got a band around the machine, so this is going to be adding resistance at the top, which is usually the easier part of the repetition. Feet in the middle and wide, so you know, a bit of quad and hamstring there. Don't come down too low, so you're not extending at the hip. As you can see, I obviously had different plans here for Lawrence. Yeah, Lawrence needs to start training them legs a bit harder, boy. But as you can see, you know, intensity's there. Intensity should always be there when you're training, especially on an exercise like a leg press. Always ask for a spotter and drive for them heels, baby. As you can see, I'm now on the leg extension. I actually strap myself in for this using lifting straps to pull myself really into the machine like I'm on a roller coaster ride, keeping my toes curled up the whole time so I can extend the hip, which means I can work the quad from the knee to the hip, so I get a full range of motion. Going quite heavy on here, 3 sets, 2 at 8 to 12 and then 1 at 12 to about 18. Yeah, these ones hurt later on in the session, starting to, you know, feel it now. And next up is the hamstring curl. As you can see, my glutes are padded into the machine, and I'm using my hamstring solely to bring the pad through. You must make sure you keep your feet relaxed when you do this exercise, okay? And you don't want to be coming up too high because the pad will roll down your legs. This isn't the best line machine curl, but it still gets the job done if you use it effectively. So always bear in mind your setup and also where you are feeling it from. Relax them feet. Here is the hip thrust banded. As you can see, I've got a band across my hips. What this actually does is it puts a lot more tension on my glutes. As you can see, it's kind of like a Romanian deadlift style. So what I'm doing is I'm thrusting my hips forward, trying to push my hips out as much as I can with as little bend in the knee as possible. This way I'm recruiting my glutes as much as I can and squeezing them together. I always like to imagine I've got a walnut in between my arse cheeks and I'm squeezing them together as tight as I can through my heels to get as much glute activation on there as possible. Also, pausing at both ends of the rep also helps you, you know, realise where you should be and where you should feel it. So give this one a go, guys. So this finished up on the abductor, just for the glutes, a little burnout. I didn't really have much gas left in the tank. You just need to imagine you're using, you know, where my hands are, just there, just where my hips are, squeezing out and holding for a second if you can. That rounded up today's session. Very tough. Me and Lawrence smashed it, as you can see. He's part of Team Bembo. So yeah, a couple poses. Lovely jabbly. Good session, son.